Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's dustinkreis, and went ahead and did it again. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. The wife and I, we went out, did some Goodwill shopping. We also hit up some half-price books, and lo and behold, I have enough for another pickups video. So yeah, you know, I always say it. I always say that these things, I'm not going to pick up that much stuff anymore. And then I go pick up a bunch of stuff, so eventually I'll learn, but not yet. So anyway, this is going to be kind of a long one. Hopefully not. But let's go ahead and get into it and start off with the video games, since that's why a lot of you guys are here. And we'll go ahead and start off with the 360, and I'll show off something that I've already kind of showed off. I did pick up the Doom 3 BFG edition. Really enjoying my time with it. But I find that I prefer the older Dooms to Doom 3. So, you know, I think a lot of people would say that, but it's kind of an interesting thing when you do that. I also found a copy of Condemned Criminal Origins, and when I did my Alan Wake video, someone told me, I think it was Undead Space Monkey, he told me to go find this. So now I found it, and I need to pick up Condemned too. It's really easy to find these games. It's just hard to find them with the artwork and everything. It seems like GameStop, that is like one of the most, one of the biggest games put in GameStop cases for some reason. Because I'd always find it, but it'd always just be in a generic case. So I found it in the, with all the artwork and everything, so that was cool. And then I picked up House of the Dead Overkill. I've been looking for this for a while now, and for some reason I just couldn't find it, and finally, I finally saw it there and picked it up, and I really liked House of the Dead 2 and 3 Returns. So this is supposed to be another House of the Dead, but insane, like crazy. Apparently it's very vulgar, and I'm really looking forward to getting into it because, yeah, it's just supposed to be so over the top. So House of the Dead Overkill. And I did pick up the Zone of the Enders HD collection. Unfortunately, I found out about the limited edition too late, and my GameStop wasn't getting any in, so I just settled for the normal edition. You know, whatever. And I haven't thrown this in yet, but I remember playing this back in the day, the first one, and really enjoyed my time with it, so I'm looking forward to getting into this. And I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what this Metal Gear Rising Revengeance thing is all about, so that'll be cool as well. I don't want to show that off yet. I picked up 2 PC games at Goodwill for $1 a piece. And while I don't know if I'm going to play, because I have the first one on the Xbox, so I don't know if I'm going to play it on there or on my computer, probably on the Xbox, and I'll probably get the second one on the Xbox as well. And I picked up Siberia and Siberia 2, both of these for $1. And Siberia 2 is actually still sealed, so that's cool. And then Siberia 1, it has everything in there. I checked and made sure before I bought it. But, you know, for $1, I figured, you know, I might as well save these from the obscurity of the Goodwill CD bin and add them to my collection. Because I really like, I haven't played Siberia yet, but I've looked into, like, the artwork and the world that it has. And I'm very, very intrigued by it. So I had to get those two for $1 a piece. Why not? And then this one is actually kind of a really nice find. I was at Half Price Books last night and saw this on the shelf and grabbed it. And my wife didn't really notice it until I put it on the counter to pay for it. And she goes, "What is that game? Why is that game so expensive?" And I was like, this game, if I were to buy it online in this condition, would be either the same price I'm paying, which is about $30, or it'd be more, and I have to pay for shipping and have the, you know, the threat of the mail destroying it. And that game is Parasite Eve 2. Saw it there, opened it up, saw the manual was inside. The only thing that I'm worried about, and I didn't notice this until I got it home, of course, is one of the discs. I can't tell if that's a gash or if that's just like some gunk on there that I need to work off. So I'm going to be doing some work on this disc, and then of course when I finally get around to playing it, which I need to buy Parasite Eve 1 and then the third birthday, I guess we'll see if it works or not. If not, I know a place I can take it to kind of get it resurfaced. So, so Parasite Eve 2, finally got that. So I'm actually really excited because there's just something about buying PS1 RPGs. It's a lot of fun. And then finally, for the video game stuff, picked up another strategy guide, and this is one that, of course, I have no need for because I've already beat the game. But I think it was something about playing Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance back to back that it's made my brain just filled with Kingdom Hearts. So I picked up the strategy guide for the first game. I had the strategy guide for the second game over there, and it just seems kind of lonely on the shelf without its brother. So it has all the stickers in it, and it has the big map at the end. So, or I guess not a map. What is it? Sticker Activity Journal. So it has all the stuff in there. So it's like $4 or $5. So I said, yeah, well, why not? Add something to my strategy guide collection. So that is all the games. And really, it seems like my pickups have been smaller and smaller in games and more in other things because a lot of the shopping I do is at half-price books. I don't really have a good retro game store. All the games I usually buy are either at GameStop or at half-price books, Goodwill, or online shopping because there's just not a good retro store around here. So that's the reason why I've sort of brought in DVDs, music, and books and things like that. But it's interesting to see what other people have bought. So I'm going to start off with some DVDs here. Found this, and I was really excited about it. It's called The Cartoonist, Jeff Smith, Bone, and the Changing Face of Comics. Really love Bone, and I really love the fact that he's from Columbus, Ohio. So I saw this there and picked it up, and really looking forward to watching this. I think I might throw it in here in a minute after I get done making this video because I have to finish up episode 4 of the podcast. So I'll watch that while I'm working on it. I also finally picked up this. I watched this way back in the day when it came out, but never got around to buying it, and that is Bubba Hotep. And this came out in a time when my friends and I thought it was very funny to make up these Elvis skits. We'd have Elvis making these outlandish, requests of the Colonel, and Colonel would be like, "E," it always ended with "E." I don't think we can do that, but it was the joke was, like I think one of them was something like Elvis wanted a big, huge cheeseburger, and then he wanted it dipped in gold, stuff like that. Just crazy stuff because I think Elvis is a very easy character to take to the extreme and make really funny. So when this came out, it was right during that time, and it was perfect to watch. But if you haven't seen this, it's a very very funny movie, at least to me anyway. Finally picked this up. My brother had this for the longest time, and then when he moved away, I just never got around to rebuying it because by then there was rumors of a Blu-ray release of this version, and there still is, and if it comes out I'll still buy it because I only paid $3 for this, but that's Tombstone, the director's cut. I know there's a Blu-ray of the original cut of Tombstone out there, but I want the director's cut with all these, bonus features and things like that. So I saw that there for $3, and I said, yep, now's the time to get it, so why not? I really love that movie. And then the final not really a DVD, it's a Blu-ray, but the final movie I picked up at Half Price Books was Capitalism: A Love Story by Michael Moore. I really love Michael Moore's films. I know that a lot of people criticize him of, I guess making a profit on other people's suffering and things like that. But I really find these films to sort of convey a thought that I don't think goes through a lot of people's heads in this country. I think in this country we have a tendency to sort of duck our heads in the sand and sort of go along with the flow. And like movies like this and Sicko and Bowling for Columbine, Fahrenheit 9/11, whatever. It was kind of I don't know. Even that film kind of made me feel a little okay. I get the idea. But the really good films that he does, I really think opens your eyes to something that you didn't really notice and didn't really maybe necessarily want to notice, but now that you notice it, you're like, oh God. And I think that's what this movie is really about, throwing people out of their houses because a bunch of Wall Street people decided to play, Russian roulette with everyone's money. Really kind of pisses you off. So I recommend everyone watch Capitalism: A Love Story, no matter what side of the aisle you sit on or what you think of Michael Moore, because it is an interesting movie. Moving into music, Picked up some really awesome stuff, and a lot of these were only $1 a piece. So we'll save the dollar ones to the end. And I left the stickers on to prove it. Picked up the Blade Runner soundtrack, and this is amazing because the music is awesome, of course. But what they do is they take dialogue from the film, and they don't make like lyrics out of it to the song, but it's like kind of like a poetry reading over top of the music, and it's really, I don't know how to describe it, but it's really amazing. So if you guys have not checked out the Blade Runner soundtrack, make sure you go get it. It's really good. Picked up a George Carlin CD. I've only listened to it about halfway, but we can say it's George Carlin, so you know it's going to be funny. And then I found this at a Goodwill for $1.99, and that's the Wall-E soundtrack. And in the podcast that I'm currently working on, we all talk about soundtracks for a minute. I talk about how much I love Thomas Newman, and there's just something about Thomas Newman's string arrangements. How it is, I don't know how really to describe it musically, but it just dips into this low register every now and then. It's really noticeable on the Road to Perdition soundtrack. All of a sudden, just all these deep strings come in, and it just adds this like mind-blowing cacophony of sounds. I can't describe what Thomas Newman's string arrangements do to me, but had to pick this up. I downloaded a copy of it way back in the day, because when this thing first came out, it was really expensive. But yeah, so now I have that in my collection. Really looking forward to diving into that. And then the dollar CDs. Really kind of some interesting stuff. Some old, one sort of guilty pleasure, I guess. Picked up Filter's Short Bus for $1. I was in surgery the other day, and one of the docs, who's young, around my age, played it, and I was like, man, I really loved that band back in the day. So I found that there, picked it up for $1. Picked up Small Sins, Pot Calls Kettle Black, which I don't know what exactly this is, but I love Small Sins, and it's a promo copy of, I guess, the new album. It came out in 2010, so I'm going to look up what this actually is. But I love Small Sins, so I had to pick that up. Crash Test Dummies, Ghosts That Haunt Me. I really like God Shuffled His Feet, and I figured for $1, I'd give another Crash Test Dummies album a shot. This is sort of my guilty pleasure here. Orgy's Candy Ass. This came out, right around the time of Marilyn Manson's Mechanical Animals, and everything sort of had that that glam rock, glam rock sort of electronical sound. And I really liked this album when it came out. I didn't really care for the rest of their albums, but I did remember really liking this album. So for $1, I picked it up. And then finally, the thing that really blew my mind that I found, because I've been looking for this CD for a while, I found Poe's Haunted album. And if you don't know who Poe is, she's the girl that sings the song at the end of the second episode of Alan Wake. I've been looking for this CD for a while because I really like that song. And I found it there for $1, That was pretty crazy. So, got that. And then finally in music, at the Goodwill, found this. I found a How to Succeed in Business Without Even Really Trying Broadway cast recording LP. So I picked it up because I actually really love this musical. And it's going to be interesting to listen to the album here when I finally get around to it. So I picked that up for 59 cents. So can't really complain there. And then finally, in the books, picked up Cloud Atlas, because I have a feeling that I'm not going to be getting out to see the movie. I'm probably not going to see the movie until the DVD release. So I figured I might as well pick up the book and read the story, because I don't know what it is. It's just like, to get my wife to go out to the movies is about like pulling teeth. So because going to the movie theater nowadays is just so damn expensive. So I picked up the book. I'm probably going to start it eventually here soon. I'm really interested to read this. I also found Fear and Loathing at Rolling Stone, the essential writing of Hunter S. Thompson. I have a feeling that this is going to be mostly stuff that I already have because I have a bunch of his books. But any chance I get to buy a new Hunter S. Thompson book, I have to take it. So picked that up. I think it was like $7. And then the last book here, I did pick up a art book for Edward Hopper. And I really love his art style, specifically Automat, and the one that everyone really loves is Nighthawks. And it's just so crazy how influential Nighthawks really is. I don't even know why that's not the cover. I know what this painting is, but the title escapes me at the moment. But let's see. Let me get to 47 or 42. No, 40. Was it 42 that came out? Yeah, 42. Right there is Nighthawks. You've probably seen that painting before, and what you've already really seen is somebody extrapolate that painting into like a movie or something. I know The Simpsons did a big sort of tribute to it in one of their episodes. It's just amazing how influential that piece of art is. I actually want to get a big print of it to hang on my wall because there's something about it, the loneliness of them sitting in that diner, and just the diner itself. I really love those old train car diners. I wish we had more of those around, but that is all I picked up, and I don't even know what I'm going to title this because it's not really November pickups because November just started. So I do have another game coming in the mail. Yarger for the original Xbox. I was watching Metal Jesus Rock's video on sort of hidden Xbox gems, and that looked like something I really wanted to get. I recommend everybody go out and watch that video because I think the Xbox kind of gets glossed over when people retro collect, and like now is the time to buy those original Xbox games because they're so damn cheap. And then I have something else coming that I'm planning on doing a very sort of elaborate video on. Elaborate for me anyway, with edits and all that kind of stuff. But it's not going to be coming until sometime in December. But I'm really excited about it. And I think it's not going to be. I don't want to talk anymore about it, but it's going to be pretty exciting when it finally gets here. So, anyway, guys, that is it for this. I'm going to go work on the podcast. Episode 4 of Another Gaming Podcast will be up by either tonight or tomorrow night. I'm hoping tonight that I can get it done. If I just sit down and knock it out, I can get it done. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.